Marketing and personal branding are two of the most important things you can do to build a thriving real estate business. Today what I want to share with you that sometimes we overthink this. So what I want to do is give you 10 specific, very easy things you can do to market yourself and your business on a daily basis. One of the most common questions I get is how do I build a personal brand? What is it that I can do? You know, I've said this before that really, if you're going to build an effective business, you are going to build an effective brand. Now, I've talked about it being micro-famous. Now, that can be a number of different things. That could be you being famous in a specific neighborhood if you're geographically farming. That could be on social media. That could be in the entire real estate industry. Whatever it is for you, building a personal brand and marketing is an activity that should happen on a daily basis. And a lot of times, we talk about how these things need to be these grand, these big marketing efforts, but in reality, it's the small steps that make the biggest difference. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break down these 10 specific things you can do. And what I would encourage you to do is don't get overwhelmed with the 10 I'm going to give you. Pick one or two, start doing them on a daily basis. That consistency is absolutely going to help you grow your business. The first marketing opportunity that most agents just walk right past every single day is DMing people on social media. You know, it used to be when I first started in the business, it was making phone calls and we were talking to people on the phone. And then people got a little bit more to where it was more text oriented, where I would text people and I would get responses there. But you have to be focused on being where the people are, and people are on social media more and more. So in reality, direct messaging or DMs on a social media platform is one of the most effective ways to communicate on a personal level, which is what we're trying to effectively do with marketing, is take it from them knowing you to beginning to like you, then to trust you, and that happens by them understanding and being where they are. So here's a couple things you can do as far as DMing people on a daily basis. And look, I've even incorporated this into my daily practices where I am trying to DM 10 people every single morning for a couple reasons. It begins conversations. It gives us the opportunity to have a continuing conversation that evolves potentially into some business. And if not, it's building my brand and it's also deepening those relationships. So here's some examples of those. Number one is just notice people. Notice when they have something that is happening in their life. Recognize when they were on a vacation. Just notice it and just say, hey, looked like you had a great trip. Hope you and the family are doing well. Also, what is it that you can do to congratulate people if they have an achievement or something that instead of just commenting or liking their post, send them a DM where you can actually have some interaction with them. One of the ways I like to do this, and most effective ways I've found, is just sending reminders. In other words, something along the lines of, hey, I was thinking about this and it reminded me of when we, whatever that is. That could be when you were showing them property and something funny happened. That could be when you helped them buy their house. It could be when you helped them sell their house. It could be when you were interacting in a social environment. Whatever it is, you just want to basically have something that is a connection back to a time where they remember you, they remember that moment, and it continues to deepen that relationship. So the formula that I like to use for this is I like to think of it this way. I like to think of, I was thinking about this. This is the way this DM is set up. It reminded me of that, something that we did together. And so I just wanted to check in and see how you guys are doing. It's a great way to connect something from the past to something that you remembered to having a new conversation now. This is a great way to connect with people, to market yourself, to stay top of mind for referrals, and also to build your personal brand. Number two is a selfie video to a past client. Now, if you have past clients or someone that you've worked with in the past, this is another one of those connecting back. So it could be as simple as along the lines of you're driving through the neighborhood where they purchased and you're driving through that area and you pull over and you say, hey, I was just pulling through the neighborhood. I was just thinking of you guys. I just drove by your house. Hope everything's going well. Just want to check in and see how you guys are doing. It's another way to connect back. Also, if you're thinking about that, some of those past clients, it may even be that you sold that house and you were driving through the neighborhood and you say, hey, I remember when I sold this house. Hope everything is going well for you in wherever they moved to. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to stay top of mind, not just for potential for multiple transactions where we're the agent that they choose on that next transaction, but also for the referrals. Once we have the conversation going, because when you send selfie text, you're probably going to get a response. Another thing you may want to do is at the end of this is have something where you ask a question. So it may be along the lines of, hey, I was driving through the neighborhood, saw your guys' house and was thinking of you. So I wanted to pull over and just say, hey, I hope everything's going well. Just wanted to check in. Do you guys still love the house? Give it with a question where it leads to another interaction with you, and that begins a conversation that gives you opportunities. Number three is posting on social media where you're answering a question that you have gotten in your business. So for instance, if there's something that you've had multiple people ask you about, that's probably a great opportunity for you to share that on social media. I personally would love for you to do this with a video, but if you're thinking about this and maybe it is a couple part series, you may even want to think about a carousel. So it may be the most common question I get in real estate is ... or something that's going to help them swipe to that second one. What is it? And then go through that and then just say, the answer that I typically give is this. And then just go through and just have slides if you're going to do the carousel. If you're talking about something where it's a question, always think about when you're doing video where you can give an example. So for instance, if someone said, should I buy a home right now with interest rates higher? Then what's great about this is to come in and share the story. So I want to share with you the story of the client of mine that ended up purchasing a house this last month. Now let me talk about it. This was a concern they had was, should I buy now with interest rates as high as they are? And what we did is we evaluated the situation they were in. We talked about the opportunity to lock in their payment now, which would give them the opportunity then that if rates come down, they actually have the ability to refinance. If rates go up, they've bought it at the best time possible. So we talked about how buying now could hedge the opportunity for them. We found their perfect home. They're excited to spend this holiday season in their dream home. Instead of waiting, they went ahead and made the purchase, and it's absolutely worked out great for them. So share a story, but think about what it is that someone has asked you a question about, and then turn that into a story time video or a carousel where you're explaining the answer to those things. When you do those things, that is a way to market yourself and to show yourself as a professional that absolutely helps you move forward. Number 4 is a post or video on social media where you're sharing the story of a past sale. Now here's the problem is, a lot of times we think that there is a shelf life on this, but in reality, whether you've had the sale 10 months ago, 10 years ago, if you can share the story that someone can relate to that buyer or that seller in their situation and how you were able to help solve the questions and the problems they had to be able to get that achieve the goal they wanted to have, this is the time that is this is an opportunity for you really to post a great story that people are going to connect with. So for instance, maybe it's someone where you were talking, and let's use a first-time home buyer for instance. Maybe it's someone that came in and you said, I want to share with you the story and also highlight how happy I am that I had a past client that had been renting and wanted to purchase a home but wasn't sure if they could. What we did was, and you tell the process, you talk about, and one of the biggest obstacles we had was, and then you tell how you overcame that obstacle. Whatever that is, if it's an investor, if it's a second home buyer, if it is someone who is selling their home and then purchasing, if you can talk about the story where people can relate themselves to how you solve the problem for them, it doesn't matter whether that sale was 2 months ago or 2 years ago, telling that story in a way where you make the process and the people the hero, you will absolutely have content that is a marketing opportunity of a lifetime for you for people to connect with you. Next up is a selfie video that you're going to send to someone who referred someone to you in the past. Now, this could be a text or this could be something in the DMs, but basically what it is you're reminding people that have already done something and you're thanking them for thinking of you in the past. And so it could be something along these lines. Hey, I was just driving through the neighborhood and I remembered that the folks that I helped buy 123 Main Street were folks that you sent to me, and just want to make sure that I don't just go past these opportunities. And I just want to say thanks for thinking of me in the past. Hope you and the family are doing well, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. So what this law of reciprocity does is it basically gives you the opportunity to stay top of mind. By doing something nice for them, all of a sudden, in turn, psychologically, they want to do something nice for you. They've already done that in the past by sending you a referral, and if you reinforce this by saying thank you, even when it's unexpected, especially when it's unexpected, you're absolutely going to move up the opportunities for you to receive more referrals. Next up is sharing a helpful video or something that has some tips with another agent in another market. Maybe this is a potential referral agent. Now, we've talked about this, just like we've talked about geographically farming. In my opinion, one of the best opportunities we have as agents now is to develop a farm of agents that are in other feeder markets that can send us referrals. As you're thinking about this, maybe there's something you've seen that has helped your business, sharing that video with them. Maybe it's something like this video or one of my videos or someone else's video that you got an idea out of. Simply sending that video and saying, hey, I found this and it helped me this way, thought it might help your business, hope you're doing well. By the way, thanks for keeping me in mind if you've got someone that is moving too. It's just a great way to, again, stay top of mind. increase the opportunity of referrals, plus it's the right thing to do. When we go out and we serve other people, and when in a lot of cases where we may or may not ever get anything out of it, absolutely karma turns that around and we absolutely have things come our way that we didn't expect as well. Next up is sharing a just listed property from the hot sheet with a hot buyer. Now, this sounds basic, but how many times do you go through your day, you get to 11 o'clock and you haven't looked at the hot sheet? Every day you should be starting with the hot sheet. You should be finding the opportunities to share properties with people. People who want to buy real estate want to see properties. So if you can be that information source and share that information with them on a consistent basis, it is a great way for you to market not just opportunities today, but to get you in a position where you're the absolute best choice for those buyers. Now, a couple of things here. You want to notice this as quick as you can. I like to personalize these. I don't like to just send it. A lot of times what I like to do is use BombBomb. I'll record my screen. I'll go through the details of why this house stood out to me, and then I'll send them a link with photos and also some details. The last thing I want to do though is I want to offer two things to them. I want to say, hey, listen, this is brand new on the market. If you guys would like to take a look, let me know and I'll try to get us in there as quick as possible. Number two is to say, this is one that is brand new on the market. If you don't have time to see it in the next day or so, but you'd like for me to go do a video walkthrough of this place to see if it might fit for you guys, just reply back to this email and I'll be glad to get that taken care of for you. Now, these are a couple of ways that we can add additional value, but what we've done is we're reinforcing that we're the agent of choice for them. And when we're living in the type of market where they're being bombarded with opportunities from other agents to go see properties, to do things, we want to secure that relationship as quick as possible, and this is a great way to do it. Along those same lines, when you're checking the hot sheet, the next step would be sharing details on a sale that maybe is something that is pertinent to the value of one of your past buyers. So who is it that you know that owns homes that you know, or people that you have in neighborhoods, or potential listings you have coming? When you look at that hot sheet, notice the things that have sold. If there's someone that you know that has a similar home that this value might affect, again, I like to do it where I record my screen, I show the details why it's pertinent to them, and then also with these, what I like to do is I like to come back around and just say, hey, listen, I know this affects your value, so I saw it, so I wanted to share it with you. Also, always know this, if you're curious about where your value is now, I'll be glad to give you a free, no obligation, updated idea of where your value is. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Again, noticing the opportunities, putting properties that are pertinent to homeowners in front of them that helps them with the number one question they have is what's my home worth? That's a great way to stay top of mind and generate listings now and into the future. Next up is along the lines of continuing to build relationships. Do you have an event in your local area that you're getting ready to go to? Maybe it's an art show, maybe it's a farmer's market, maybe y'all are going to a ball game, something along those lines. Who is it that you can DM and invite to attend that event, either with you or, hey, if you guys are going to this event, love to catch up beforehand or after or during the event. This is a great way to continue to build those relationships, to connect, because in reality, the connection we have, the people do business with people. So if you're able to develop these relationships outside of just talking about real estate, those are the type of relationship that bear fruit in referrals, multiple transactions, and continue to help you grow your business. So notice the events you're attending. Be social. Be someone who is an inviter. Invite people to attend events with you, or say, hey, are you guys going to this event? And make sure you connect with them there. When you do that, deeper relationships ends up generating more transactions. Last but not least, say thank you. There is nothing more powerful for our business than saying thank you. Now, what does this look like? This could be thanking a vendor. This could be someone that would participate in a transaction with you. This could be the agent on the other side of a transaction. You know, one of the things we've seen is, I'd heard from a couple of different people, what they're doing is after the transaction, they're actually sending a thank you note after the transaction along with a little gift card, maybe to Starbucks or something, just thanking them for having a smooth transaction. Look forward to the next one. What is it that you can do? Who are the people that you should be thanking? Here's what I found. Personally, when I focus on gratitude and saying thank you, I get and find more opportunities for people to have the ability to say thank you to me. It gives me more of an opportunity. First off, it gives me a great mindset because now I'm coming from a place of gratitude. It gets me into this mindset that there is an abundance out here that we can't even imagine. You see, when I'm saying thank you, what I'm doing is I'm putting it out into the world that I am grateful for the opportunities I have and I am open to additional opportunities. When we do these things, when we notice the ways that we can say thank you, when we market ourselves and we build our personal brand, our business can't help but grow. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.